to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. Elijah Moore turns the corner. There's Quinnen Williams as he throws down Teddy Bridgewater. John Franklin Myers blasted up the middle.
For the first time in 4 weeks, the Jets return home to MetLife Stadium for a Halloween affair against the Cincinnati Bengals. And hello, everybody. Welcome to the Numbers Game presented by WynnBET. Betting is a team sport. Bet together at WynnBET. I'm your host, Dan Graca. Pleased to be joined, as always, by my co-host from the NFL Network. It is Cynthia Frelund. Cynthia, happy Halloween. I know that you're digging the spooky set that we have this week. Great job by the team here with the decorations. How are you?
Katie crushed it. The set looks amazing. I wish I was there to see all the different cobwebs. I'm really into that. Good job.
We're here to talk football. Before we look ahead, of course, let's rewind to last Sunday. Disappointing performance for the Jets up in Foxborough. They fall to the Patriots 54-13. To add injury to insult, Zach Wilson suffers a knee sprain. He's going to be out 2 to 4 weeks, so we hope for Zach a speedy recovery. In the meantime, though, there were some positives to take out of that game last Sunday, one of them being the first NFL touchdown for rookie wide receiver Elijah Moore. And Cynthia, Elijah's usually the guy catching the passes, but this time he flashed his speed on a run play, and he found his way to the end zone.
I love some good trickery. The interesting part here is the speed, right? He got almost up to 20 miles per hour. I think it was, 19.74 per Next Gen Stats. So obviously this is a situation where they're playing to their strengths. Like, if the guy can run fast, go. You use him in the run game.
And speed is certainly one of his main features. That's what made him so appealing coming into the draft and why the Jets made sure to grab him with that pick early in the second round. You said 19.74 miles per hour. That was the fourth fastest run by a Jets ball carrier so far this season. Tell me about touchdown percentages, rushing yards over when it comes to Elijah Moore there.
So the interesting part about Elijah Moore and these, the way that the Next Gen Stats work is that it really looks to see, okay, what's expected, and then when are you supposed to go into the end zone, or how many yards are you supposed to get? How many, what's the average in the past? And exceeding expectations is always good. And also, when you look to see scheme and against scheme, remember, these are always against averages. So if it's above the average, that's great. But you can imagine, add a little extra to that if it's the Patriots, because their defense is always very difficult. So it's even more impressive.
So we had pass catchers running in touchdowns on Sunday. We also had running backs doing a lot of the lion's share of the receiving in Sunday's game. Ty Johnson, Michael Carter, they combined for 132 yards receiving. That multi-purpose backs that the Jets are incorporating into this offense, it's never a bad thing to have, Cynthia.
Yeah, they caught 14 of the 16 targets that were thrown their way on passes of under 10 air yards. So shorter design scheme, quick passes, things that are absolutely supposed to just happen. That's high probability. That's an 87.5% catch rate. So that is something that's going to be very helpful when we spin it forward to the Bengals, because the Bengals defensive front has been able to get tons of pressure.
Speaking of the Cincinnati Bengals, we will talk about them coming up next. This is the Numbers Game presented by WynnBET. Betting is a team sport. Bet together at WynnBET.
Good to have you boys back.
You know how it is.
We never really left.
Slow down, though. I got to make my picks.
You want to get on this win bet with me?
I like where your head's at, but Boston's not covering.
Win bet, huh?
Yep. Bet any game, any time, and you bet with Win, so it's the best.
You don't need to cover? Look at the numbers.
Look at the offense.
With what, Frank? A microscope?
Go with Boston, Ben.
Don't worry, Frank, I already made my picks. I just wanted to see you two go at it.
You have an allegiance to Boston right now, but
That's called common sense.
common to who? Bostonians?
And welcome back to the Numbers Game presented by WynnBET. Betting is a team sport. Bet together at WynnBET. All right, Cynthia, let's get into the opponent here, the Cincinnati Bengals. They're off to a 5-2 start, a very good start. 3-1 on the road. They, believe it or not, have the top spot in the AFC standings right now when you factor in all the tiebreakers. All time, the Jets-Bengals rivalry. Jets have a 15-10 lead in the head-to-head, 12-3 record at home. However, Cincinnati has won the last 3 games overall, so the Jets are going to be out to try to snap that streak. When you talk about the Bengals, the first thing you have to talk about is that offense led by second-year quarterback Joe Burrow and his new number 1 target, a guy he's familiar with back to their college days, Jamar Chase. I would say that those two have a nice little rapport going on, don't you think?
Yes, I'd say so. the fact that he's wearing number 1 is also, like, at first I thought it was a little like, ooh, but he seems to be living up to that billing of wearing the number 1 jersey. Those deep passes have been the real source of success. If you look to see Jamar Chase, he's had a deep reception, so 20-plus air reception in every single game. He also leads rookies in terms of the all-time, like, and this is usually for an entire season, and we're 7 games through now. He leads for all-time deep touchdown receptions. So this is going to be an interesting kind of thing to watch going forward, especially since now he's going to start. We saw it last week when Jamar Chase got the Marlon Humphrey treatment, meaning the number 1 corner treatment. We're going to see more and more how, he adapts once he's getting like the full complement of like, oh, you got our good corner on you now? Okay.
21.5 yards per reception. That's tops in the NFL. And you mentioned as a rookie, 754 receiving yards through the first 7 games, most ever by a wide receiver to begin his National Football League career. Jets are going to have their work cut out trying to slow down those 2 guys. And then when you talk about tactically, how to maybe go about slowing down an offense like that, statistics and those next-gen stats would probably tell you that blitzing a Joe Burrow, maybe not the best course of action, right?
Yeah, I know. So Joe Burrow against the blitz has the 3rd highest completion percentage. He's got a 112.8 passer rating, 6 touchdowns. Point is, the Jets have the strength of this team is their defensive front. So they don't necessarily need to rush 5 to get pressure. So it's all about what starts in the trenches.
All right, our final over-under of the show. Let's talk about total points here for this game. We'll go with the number 43. Over-under 43, you think Jets-Bengals total. What are you feeling?
I think that this is going to be a higher scoring game than 43. Remember, so 43 is like each team's scoring 21, 22 points, right? So I think that's 3 scores each. I think you're going to see, even with questions at quarterback for the Jets, I do think that there's some, I think we're going to see more points.
I agree with you as well. Cincinnati's played 4 straight games where the total points are over 43. Jets have played 3 straight games, total points exceeding that 43 number. So why don't we just add another one on top of it here? I think it's going to be an over as well. So we're in agreement here when it comes to our prop bets for the show. Cynthia, enjoy Halloween. I hope you get a lot of candy. By the way, what is the go-to Halloween candy for Cynthia Frelund?
Chewy Sprees. And if you don't know what they are, we're going to get into a fight because Chewy Sprees are the best. They're hard to find, but they're incredible.
She's Cynthia Frelund. I'm Dan Graca. Happy Halloween, everybody. Hope you get a lot of candy. Thanks for watching us here on The Numbers Game, presented by WynnBET. Betting is a team sport. Bet together at WynnBET. So long, everybody.